welcome to today's stream. I hope that you're all having a fantastic day, and I hope that you do enjoy what we have got going on today. Pretty much, I think I'm probably just going to do some Div Rivals, really, because rewards tomorrow morning. I don't know if I've played any on either account this week, because just haven't. Really, is the very simple truth to the matter. So today, maybe that is what I do. The game doesn't really want to connect me to the servers, which is not the best start, really, that you can ask for, but should be okay. So I guess the question is, which do I want to bother doing it on? The RTG has just hit over 2 million coins. So, and we just got Desai. So, I'm actually not sure if I need to bother with Rivals on this account this week. Like, I'm happy with where things are right now. And if I want to change anything, then I'm not sure Rivals rewards are going to be the difference maker in that regard. So maybe instead we do it on the place. Why do I still, after all this time, call it the PlayStation account? That's not what it is. It's just my second account. It's just the second account. And so maybe to make it so that I can continue to do more reviews and other videos like this, maybe we do it on this account. Because I don't have a set team on this account. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to use if I'm doing these Rivals, to be perfectly honest with you. My God, look how many cards are in packs, and yet none of us pack any of them. Incredible. Have I done any Rivals? Well, that is a lovely surprise. Maybe I played some, like, Thursday after rewards or something. Oh, wow. Well, cool, because I don't have a team, so that is actually very handy that we could just sort of go in with this and probably be okay. What's that for Chem? 33? Right, let's go. Oh, we have a... Oh, this. Yeah, Trailblazer alone. That's fine. He can go. Well, that is incredibly fortunate. So, hi, hey, hello, welcome everybody. I hope that you've had a fantastic day, and I hope that you enjoy today's stream. Pow. And welcome to Gent, to Mersab, Romain, Aiden, hello. You have 10k to your name. How is your club in that situation? How have you managed that? I don't understand. Let me just see if I've got game sound on for you guys. I believe I turned it off after the COD stream last night. Huh. Oh, Penref! Why won't that software open? It will, and there is no game sound. Lovely! Griezmann is back! Oh, nearly. But hello from France. Bonjour! Ole! Oh my God, he's actually mugged him as well. Oh. Penref! Someone got fouled. It's been so long since I've done any French Je ne parle pas français. I don't know how to say maybe in French. Maybe un petit peu. Oh, Antoine! Not good at the game, keep blaming it on your team and changing it. Yeah, that does make a difference. Like, I got asked yesterday why, like, do I not get bored of using the same players? I mean, the answer is no. Otherwise, I wouldn't just use the same players. But also, yeah, making those team changes, the amount of tax that you will end up losing just from multiple team changes per week is huge. And in general, it will probably also mean that you do worse in your games because you won't settle with a team, and therefore you'll get slightly worse rewards, which means on top of the money you're losing from tax, you're also losing more because you're not getting as much from rivals and squad battles and stuff like that. So it does cost to not have a settled team. It's different when maybe you have a fairly settled team, but then you decide, oh, you know what, this week I'm going to try out this striker instead of who I have been using. And you make that one, why am I passing it to no one? What am I doing? You make that one switch. That's okay. But you genuinely have some people that will be changing like 7 or 8 players every other FUT champs. That can't be good for you. Where are you from? England. Oui, oui. Angleterre. Oh. Hop. Bang! Hell yeah. I think you found a team you like now, although a few different formations work. Yeah, like trying out different formations. It all comes down to finding something that works. If you do struggle to find that thing, then it may be costly until you manage it. And then when you do, you'll be loving it. Oh, I've been tackled by my own player. Game. No! Oh, how have you put it straight at the keeper? Adama, you frauds. Had 5 rush games in a row where your teammates are decent and none are AFK or CPU. You have genuinely won the lottery of rush teammates. I nearly ran out of time doing an Evo yesterday before the stream started because I was trying to get 5 wins in rush. Oh. Which, if you're trying, you should potentially be able to win 5 in a row. Maybe like 5 out of 6. If you're like properly trying rather than just playing. Which, in general, probably take just over 10 minutes time. 5 wins should be easy in an hour. I gave myself about an hour and 40 minutes to get 5 wins and did it with 5 minutes to spare. It was honestly horrible. A terrible, terrible time and experience. But, hey, I did it. So, it's fine. That's the main thing, right? But yeah, if you manage to get on a decent run of teammates or whatever, oh, it is beautiful. Oh. I feel like at this moment in time, I can't begrudge people for not ticking off the like bonuses on the right-hand side, because it feels like 75% of people that I get as rush teammates are doing Evos. So I think it's fine that the bonuses aren't getting ticked. It's more so if you're not ticking off the bonuses but you're not doing an Evo. You're just using a completely random card. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you using normal Carlos Soler? Oh my good god. How am I? I'm good, thanks. I'm doing okay. Turns out I was actually productive on this account, and I only have one more win for Rivals. I was expecting to have no points. So, to hop on today and see that one win will get me the upgraded weekly rewards. Humongous dub, if you ask me. Think of the person you're playing as a South Korean team. Yeah, it's quite cool. Although, that is Manuel Neuer right there. So, maybe not. Let's have a look. I mean, yeah. Plus Neuer. How bizarre. Why Neuer? Why not like a hero or an icon that at least gets full chem? Unless some of these are Bundesliga players that I just don't know. Could be. But what an odd choice. Even like, if you're just going someone that doesn't connect, surely you go like Courtois. Not Neuer. But hey, that's cool. To actually see something different. I've red timed it and I've still scored. That's lucky. Woo! Hell yes! No, that's not who that was supposed to go to. Bang! I'd like to know how many... Did his player just miss the ball? Like, I moved my keeper expecting them to... Oh my god, Adama's terrible. I hate this card. Yeah, expecting them to hit it a certain way. And what, they just missed it? It didn't look like there was a red timing or anything. I didn't even think their player just missed. Wow. How are things? Good, good, good. Thank you. Hope that you are doing well. Cheers for tuning in, spending some time in the stream today. Griezmann. Griezmann's going to wallop one. Not quite. Oh, he gets a second bite at the cherry, and it's a good save. Neuer. Fair enough. Okay. VVD. Oh. I like the fact that Aerial Plus just popped up again above Van Dijk's head when I swear he didn't even get off the ground. Wow. Sick aerial, bro. Oh, can Neuer stop saving all these finesse shots, please? I just want a simple win. And then this account's done. Maybe I could do it on the RTG as well. It was never the plan today, but maybe it will be now. Right. Whoa! I don't know who this guy is, but surely he's not as fast as Dembele. Although it's this game. Anyone can be as fast as anyone. So, I don't even know why I bothered saying that. His pace is just non-existent. It is, like, whilst I don't hate the fact that pace is significantly less important than it has been in the past, that's fine up to a certain point. If someone with if you have a defender that has 80 pace compared to a forward that has 90 pace, that's probably about the limit that you should be able to get away with. Because that forward is like running with the ball. Obviously, if you're running with a football, you're not going to be able to sprint at full speed and keep control of the ball at the same level as someone that is just sprinting defensively. So I don't mind that. But you can genuinely have like a 20, 25 pace difference and genuinely outpace them. Who decided that that would be okay? I don't know, but they need questioning. Because it's crazy. Hey, oh dear. Christ. Managed to qualifying for champs now more than ever. Qualifying feels more like champs than champs itself. I mean, I guess the win percentage that you need has made it harder for the average person. I actually haven't really found champs qualies to really be a problem for me this year. I haven't failed yet. However, I guess with like some bad matchmaking and stuff like that, it would be possible. Definitely. Adama! Just about. And there we go. Div Rival rewards secured on the content account. There is a few coins and packs gained tomorrow. And now the question is whether I can be bothered to try and do the same on the RTG or not. Assuming I don't bottle a 3-goal lead here with 10 in-game minutes to go. That would stink. Oh, man. Oop. That was not the flick that I was looking for. He's just ignored the flick. It's fine. Again, less than 10 in-game minutes, 3 goals up. Don't even really need to try. At this stage of the game, how on earth did that pass have that much pace on the ball? And apparently I'm offside. Sure. I mean, to be fair, I feel like by default this year, your strikers are offside. Prime example. It's really frustrating that when the game has been branded around this FC IQ, player intelligence, and stuff like that, it's crazy that the attacking AI feels like it's up there with some of the worst ever in terms of the runs that your players make. Straying offside constantly is so frustrating. And kind of just makes them look a bit stupid when that is what the game has been. Like, the biggest part of this game was this trifecta that made up FCIQ. And so far, parts of it are cool. Like, I think player roles actually are a decent idea and addition, but the way that the gameplay works means that it doesn't seem to really matter a lot of the time what roles and stuff you've got on. But I guess that's just the game, isn't it, this year? I saw an example on Twitter earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Inside forward Rafinha. Here you go. Trailblazers Rafinha on inside forward plus runs away from tap-in opportunity. And sadly, there are so many instances of this kind of thing. So, if we run this clip forward, I just took off the sound. What's going on? So, they've got Darwin Núñez here. Here is Rafinha at the bottom. Okay? You can see that's a beautiful pass, and look at this opportunity that has arisen here. So, they've got Hansen on the right wing. Darwin obviously played that pass and is now going to make a run through the middle. I don't know who this is, but maybe they could start to run forward. But Rafinha has broken the line past this fullback that, I mean, look at that positioning. That's fantastic. They're literally stood still. Let's just quickly see. What does this number 2 do? So this pass is played by Nunes. And then they just sort of stand there, not moving. Hansen gets the ball here. Rafinha is so open, it's insane. But what does he do? The AI runs him backwards. So now suddenly, you still have the opportunity to most likely play this to Darwizzy here. But from this position where that number 2 fullback just decides as soon as they get there, Bosch, I'm going to stand still doing absolutely nothing. Rafinha has so much space, but the AI, look at him just stop his run. And then he runs backwards. And then forwards there. So the whole FCIQ thing is a mess. And the runs that players make don't make any sense. And I think one of the worst parts about it is the fact that they specifically said that they patched it to improve it. That position, a winger with inside forward, in the patch notes they said that they improved the attacking decision making. No. No you didn't. Stop lying. It's not true. But there we go. So rival rewards on the content account. Do I have any Evos that are rapidly running out of time? Not really on this account. I've just put some random players into stuff. What runs out next? This one. Add Power Shot Plus to a qualified Team of the Week item. And this one, add Intercept Plus. I don't have any. I don't have any that fit. Do I have any that fit this one? Luca Bacchio or Lidberg? No, there's no point. Is that all you gain? You don't gain any stat upgrades, you just get Power Shot Plus. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that one on this account, I don't think. Waste of time. The rush event is bad. Number of rare nations required for rush points means you get very few people unlocking them. And additionally, there's no rush point multiplier. Yep. I agree. I'll show you an example for people that haven't seen this. So, a Century of Football. This is the new rush event. Max 86 as the only restriction on players that you can go in with. But then, look. Wales, Ireland. Are you expecting people to have Evos of these cards or something? I don't really understand. Max 86 as well. Like, it's not good. And the fact that there are no points modifiers, I wouldn't mind it if there was an overall boost of the points. But sadly, right now, as much as I think Rush is a phenomenal addition to the game and one of the best additions they've made in years, the few small problems that exist in Rush ruin the mode completely. The fact that you can have AFK teammates and stuff like that so often. How did you not incorporate a feature to either be able to like vote to kick them or something like that, or an off the pitch timer or something so that this doesn't happen? I feel like this is a prime example of where something that I've said multiple times in the past would be so helpful right now. In the past, back in like FIFA 12, there was a weekly podcast with some Ultimate Team developers, right? Can't remember the name of it. It was like a FUT Weekly Roundup. And they would announce, it came out on Tuesdays, and they announced the Team of the Week on the Tuesday that was coming out on the Wednesday, which was quite cool. So you got this like exclusive content. But they talked about stuff in the game and everything like that. Imagine we had that now. And they could potentially talk about the issues that people have with the game and what they're doing to work on fixing them. Like, I feel that 99.9% of people that play Rush face the same problems. And so you have to know when you've marketed it as this big new feature in your game this year that a lot of people are going to play it, and if a lot of people play it and have problems with it, you need to fix the problems. But one of the big things that we have with EA is, unless something is getting fixed in a patch, which you'll only hear about it when the patch notes come out, they don't talk about these things. There's no communication or anything like that. So it seems crazy that in a game mode where you are relying on drop-in teammates, it'd be different if you could only play Rush like collaboratively with friends. That'd be very different. But when there's 4 players on a team and you're relying on random people, and there's no system in the game to either get rid of... Like, I have to say, I feel like I'm very fortunate so far. In all of my Rush teammates that I've played with, in I don't know how many games across both accounts, I've not come up against a single person that is just scoring own goals. But I feel like that could also be a major problem. And with no vote to kick option, there's nothing you could do about it. You can't tackle your own teammates to get the ball back off them. So how do you bring this kind of mode into the game without either anticipating the problems that it might have, or seeing the problems that people are having and working on fixes? I feel like there should be a monthly, at a minimum, a monthly developer I don't know, it could be like a newsletter, it could be something along those lines. It doesn't need to be like a podcast, but an equivalent of like a pitch notes article from the developers or the producers or whatever about what's going on, what's coming up in Ultimate Team, because you're actually going to want to get people excited in the game right now, because Black Ops 6 and Fortnite are taking all of your viewership and your customer base away from the game. So you need to reignite that love for it, and one of the ways you do that is by telling people, okay, we hear you, here are your problems, this is what we're doing to fix them. Because as it stands, I have no reason to believe that by the end of FC25 they will incorporate anything to stop people from being AFK and Rush. I don't think they'll do it, because at the end of the day it probably isn't harming them in terms of the money that they're bringing in, and that is what their business is all about. So it's frustrating, to say the least, but not surprising at all. Not surprising at all. But oh well, what can you do? With how the community are at the minute, this game isn't lasting after Team of the Season. Team of the Season? How generous are you being? Unless that was a typo and you meant Team of the Year. There was a... Oh, did I like this tweet or not? Team of the Year, yeah. That makes more sense. Did I like this tweet? Please tell me I did. It would be very handy for what I'm about to try and say. Aha! Here we go. Twitch viewer count for recent EA football games. October average in the last 4 was highest for FIFA 23. FC24 going lower, and FC25 even lower than that. November averages was higher on FIFA 22, then went down for 23, slightly up for FC24, but once again even lower for FC25. People are losing interest in your game because there are problems that exist within it that you either don't care about fixing, or you are working on fixes for it, but you're not telling anybody. And I don't understand it. So if you are potentially working on a fix for rush AFKing, tell people, because otherwise people aren't still going to be sticking around by the time you actually bring out the patch that fixes it, because they'll just assume that you aren't. These are big problems in the game that people have, but from our point of view it looks like you simply don't care, and that is compounded with the horrific menu content that we've got. Now, I'm not saying that we should be having 85 times 10s, icon SBCs every single day and stuff like that. No, that's not what we need. However, to price this Centurions crafting upgrade that you have to do 100 times at over 600,000 coins for the rewards that you get back is insane. To price this 83 plus triple upgrade as like an 84 rated team is insane. There's not been, I don't believe, a single player pick SBC on this game, which is crazy because that is what the community like more than anything else when it comes to upgrades. Yet you're not giving them any of them. You're bringing out these cards like this Veron. This Veron, I believe, is coming in at 400k. Let me double check for you. 403,000 coins for this Veron. But we don't have the upgrades to be able to do this in combination with like any of the other players. Because Iñaki Williams is 161k. This Putellas like 1.6 mil. Darwin Núñez was like 250, 300k, something like that. But we're not getting decent value upgrades to be able to get the cards to put into these SBCs to actually complete them. So everyone's basically kind of stuck right now where they have to basically pick and choose one out of 10 SBCs that come out that they can actually complete. Otherwise their club is completely and utterly empty. This gets fixed if there is some kind of menu grind. I don't believe that there should be ridiculous upgrade packs. However, there should be a way, if people want to do it, that they can grind the menus and earn player picks or something like that. But it doesn't exist. And so how are you expecting people to do all of these, or even a fraction of these SBCs, when you aren't giving people the means to do them in the first place? It's a real problem where I'm not saying that everybody that plays the game should be able to complete every single SBC player. That's ridiculous. That should never be the case. However, the fact that you are having to pass over so many of them to basically save the stuff in your club to be able to do one decent SBC player is kind of nuts. And for me this year, I did the Icon SBC yesterday on the Road to Glory. I got very fortunate. I got Desai. I haven't done the hero upgrades, I don't believe. I think that I've got my heroes from Champs. And I think that's it. Donovan Dempsey, like... And you can see from my squad, right? I did Rutter. That wasn't a crazy expensive SBC. I don't know if I've done another SBC player outside of Sissoko. I did the... this was the Rush / RTTK upgrade. I did do that one because it wasn't that expensive. But there's Sissoko. I think that's it. And so I could afford to do the... Oh yeah, sorry, Thuram. Thuram as well, yes. But yeah, he was very, very good value. So I did do that one. Yeah, it's literally staring me in the face. So I haven't been the guy that's been doing every hero, every icon upgrade and stuff like that. So I could afford to do the icon upgrade yesterday. So that's fine. But it means I've not been able to do these other cards because I've been holding on to stuff in my club. I mean, my SBC storage, I've got nothing in there anymore. What have I got in terms of untradables after doing that? Oh. Why can't I turn loans off? That's really stupid. Why have you got that setting if it doesn't work? So in terms of my like fodder to do a big SBC, we've got Mappy Leon, Allison, a couple of 87s. What, maybe like 7, 8 86s, a couple of 85s. Like, if I wanted to do a single other decent size SBC, I can't. I don't have the stuff for it. And I've not been doing stuff this year. So, there really is a problem. Even from the point of view of someone that is normally all about the gameplay and doesn't really care about the menu grind. Even from my point of view, this is problematic this year. Caleb, I am a full-time content creator. I wouldn't say streamer, but in general, content creator, yeah. I couldn't just do streams because the viewership on this game for me is nowhere near good enough to provide me with an income just from streaming. Which is why we're hopeful that this year the videos are going to help and stuff like that. Needs to play 50 rush games the way points are given? Yeah. Which, when you're doing drop-in matches, is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Nep summed it up well. The hero icon SBCs are a joke. How's anyone supposed to get an 87 rated team without spending money? You'll quote what EA said in the past. You can achieve the best team without spending money. I mean, I'd like to know when they said exactly that quote. That interests me. Sums up the state of the game. You hate it. You've stuck through every game cycle since 19. Been Elite Division, Elite 1, Elite 14, 11 wins in Champs. This is the most unrewarding gameplay. Worst FIFA of all time. It's November. You're tempted to give it up. It's just not fun. I think that this is the year that... I told people. I said before this game came out, this is the make or break year for EA. Because this is finally the year where there are no excuses. No excuses. Because for the past like 5 years or so, they've had a valid excuse every single year as to why the game might not be the best. Last year, for example, you had the you had the thought process that they're splitting from FIFA. It's the first FC rather than FIFA. Therefore, we'll give it a pass if it's not as good, even though in reality, that didn't mean anything, right? It's exactly the same. You've had in previous years the power shift from one console generation to another. You've had COVID, and these things have been excuses as to why you could give EA the benefit of the doubt. This year, as I said, I told people for months before this game came out, I think this is the final straw for a lot of people. Because they simply won't accept mediocrity anymore when there are no excuses. This is your second year being independent from FIFA, right? This is your own game series. You don't really need FIFA in order to make the game any better. It's literally just a naming thing. But you're showing that, like, what we heard from EA at the time that they split from FIFA was that FIFA were holding them back and they weren't allowed to do certain things because of the restrictions of everything having to get approved by FIFA before they could implement it into the game. And it also meant that things took longer to get implemented into the game. So maybe FIFA weren't happy with the idea that EA had of like a five-a-side rush mode using actual players and stuff like that. Maybe. Just maybe. It's just an example. And so that's why we've seen rush implemented now that they're separate. Just an example. But you still have the same gameplay and connection problems that you've had for years now. You're still having the same amount of mistakes in your game all the time. You are bringing out content that, from someone that normally thinks that people overreact massively to the content that gets released, and I hate how much people rely on new content every single day to actually get excitement out of the game. I still believe that. However, if you are releasing a piece of content, don't make it crap, right? So if you're bringing out an 83 plus triple upgrade and you're baiting people into thinking that it's... Oh no, not this one, sorry. This one is a terrible upgrade as well, but what one was I thinking of? Oh, maybe it's gone. What was it? I can't remember. It's the one where it said it was an 81 rated squad, but in reality it was like an 84 squad because they had 2 blank spots. Stuff like that. It's awful. It is absolutely awful. And so, yeah, bring out content, but the valuation of the content is crazy. And again, that wouldn't be that bad if the gameplay was really, really good. I personally am in the minority this year. I think that the core gameplay of FC25 is actually good and enjoyable. But once you head into champs and you start getting the button delay, that's when it becomes absolutely horrible. Again, I am in the minority. The majority of people that play this game don't like the fact that it's slower. They don't like the general gameplay. And that's fine. That's people's opinions. Previous years, Castro sits comfortably at 10k plus without anything going on. Currently just above 3k. To be fair, I know I'll read the rest and it will it will make more sense. Castro did basically go like a year and a half, pretty much, without playing the game properly. And so a lot of his viewership and fans and stuff like that would have spread out to other people. Like Orzio, for example. Nick, over 2 or 3k, now 600. That's how uninterested the community is. Again, I think you should choose better examples, though. Because Nick stopped playing the game and then came back to it. He said that he was completely done and he was just going to stream stuff like Tarkov, but then came back to the game. What you should do is compare the numbers of, like, the other Nick, Run the Foot Market, and people like that have been consistent over the last few years, and see their numbers in comparison, like a Pie Face and people like that as well. But yes, as we just showed, the numbers, the average viewers on this game compared to last year are down because people just don't seem as interested in watching the game anymore. And I honestly, partially, and this, bear with me here, I partially blame the community itself for this because of the pushing of EA to constantly release content and the power curves just going up quicker and quicker every year. I think the community was... They've basically burnt themselves out because of what they now expect in the game so early and everything like that. The game cycle used to be a lot better, but in the last few years it just ramped up and up and up so much. Content, adrenaline. I need something new. To the point where now, even if you get something new, people don't care. But that aside, some of the decisions and stuff that EA do obviously affect that number as well, which is not ideal. You can't listen at the moment, but read in the chat. Are we surprised that streamers are losing viewers when the majority of them tell us how much they dislike the game constantly? Used to watch Nep and Nick most of the time, but the constant moaning really put you off. So I don't know if this person can hear what I'm saying now. But if so, yes, I agree. I think the irony of someone like Inception putting out the rant videos as the biggest videos on his channel, that he knows are the biggest videos on his channel, promoting tactics and formations that are the most effective and sweaty, and then ironically moaning that the people that are watching his videos to see the best players, best formations and best tactics are the ones that make the game the worst. Ugh. It's frustrating. You're about to say the irony that what puts you off streams the most is the chat complaining about everything? Yeah, it's awful. Again, playing devil's advocate, when EA release lots of attainable players, people then moan that everyone has a super team. Yes, I agree. We'll get to that in just a second. I agree. People are moaning that, like, this time last year we were getting more icon SBCs and stuff like that. But the same people were moaning last year that you got a good team too easily, too quickly. So this is why I say the community are to blame for some of the problems, because they are now the victims of what they wanted. EA have said, okay, you want this? Sure, we'll give it to you. But now it's a problem. It's EA's fault. And so that's why, as much as I don't like defending EA in general, because there are many things that they do wrong, like comfortably, they are at fault for a lot of problems. That one was caused by so many people begging for constant new stuff and bigger and better things that they bent to the will of the people, and now the people are annoyed at it. That's frustrating. It really is. You don't like the game, but you don't hate the game. It's just a game that you'll play now and again. I mean, again, I'm in the minority. I don't mind this game. I really don't. I think, for the most part, this game, I enjoy it. I like the gameplay this year. I love the addition of Rush. I like the changes that they've made to some of the rewards and things like that. However, I think Nep made a really good point in one of his videos recently that summed it up perfectly. 90% of the game is great, 10% of the game is terrible, but sadly, that 10% overrides the 90% because of how influential it is on the game. For example, 90% of Rush could be great, but then that one problem of being able to AFK and not be punished for it, but all your teammates get punished, kills the game mode completely for a majority of the time. And so even though it's one little thing, it has such a big effect overall on Rush that it kills the game mode, and people don't want to play it because they know that when they go into Rush, the chances of one of their teammates or higher not playing is all the way up here. And that's a real big problem. If they got rid of the OP tackles from behind and the inconsistent lock-ons from passing, you think the gameplay would be pretty good? Yeah, like, as I said, I in general really like the gameplay this year. Not in Champs, because delay ruins the game. But outside of Champs, in Rivals and stuff like that, I think it's okay. However, that doesn't mean it's perfect. Yes, tackles from behind are an absolute joke this year. The fact that you can not have any options because someone closes you down with a centre-back, right? They're blocking, like, you know, if you try and pass that ball 90 degrees, they'll be able to stick their leg out and intercept it. You try and pass it that way, they'll somehow be able to intercept it. So your only choice is to go backwards. But because of the terrible attacking AI at times, no one's making a run. And so you genuinely have no option other than to turn around and dribble backwards. But then the defender can just press a button, somehow wrap their leg round or through you and get the ball back without fouling you. It's horrible. It is up there with the worst things in the game. The tackles from behind. Absolutely. People want something to do, then find the quickest way to get it, then moan if someone doesn't play golden goal. I agree. However, I think that is just a problem with... There are a huge chunk of people that play this game to not play the game. People want a crazy God Squads team without playing to earn it. And the worst part is that they want these crazy players, but then even if they get the really good player from the SBC, the objective, the reward packs, they'll still then do the same thing again. So people play Champs to try, like, what's the best hero in the game? Like Ginola, something like that? A lot of people will be out there trying to get 9 wins in Champs so they can get an uncapped hero like Ginola. They pack that card, but then does that mean that they will actually just jump on the game and play it normally in friendlies or rivals or something like that? No. No, they'll jump on to play the bare minimum. So, to me, the vast majority of people that do that, I don't know why they have the game installed. Because they're not playing it for enjoyment. They're playing it sort of like fear of missing out on rewards. But then what are you scared of missing out on? Because you're not going to enjoy using the best players you get from rewards anyway. I don't know, man. Playing for the chase. Yeah. Yeah. Rather than for enjoyment. When they could just hop onto COD or something like that, or Fortnite right now, and have a much more enjoyable time playing. Instead, they force themselves to come on here and think, like tonight, right? I just told you, I don't think I'll play my rivals tonight because I haven't done them throughout the week. I don't want to have to spend 4 hours tonight trying to get 12 wins because it's ridiculously sweaty and everything like that. It's not going to be enjoyable for me. And we had really, really good champs rewards. I got a really good icon pack as well. I don't feel like I need to do this week. And so I am personally not going to put myself through it. Maybe I'll get the 5 win rewards. Maybe, right? We'll see. Maybe we'll hop into a game in a minute and if we get things flowing and feeling nice, then yeah, maybe I'll get 5 wins. But so many people will be in this position tonight and they will force themselves to get the 12 wins tonight, even though they're going to have a horrible time, and then they'll moan about their rewards tomorrow, even though they knew what they were putting themselves through to get them and knowing exactly what to expect from rewards. So many people play a game that they actively dislike to then tell other people that they dislike it. It's a really, really odd dynamic of people, I would say. Rachel, thank you very much for the resub. Where did the months go? Keep up the good work and the sub will keep rolling in. Thank you for the support and generosity. I very, very much appreciate it. Ow. And it does make a big difference, especially with viewership on this game dropping. So thank you. Thank you very, very much. And you said Pi went 10k to 3k, Nick went 7k to 2. Is that really what he's on? Yeah, he's on 2.7k. Wow. Yeah. So that's the comparison, I would say. Because Nick blew up over the last couple of years. And like went above 2018 and stuff like that, and he sort of became the guy. For him to not be over 3k is crazy. And does just show the interest levels have dropped. Why can't they just add a vote to boot feature? A vote to boot feature? I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I tell you, I make this comparison all the time. Because I think it is one of the most ahead of its time games that has ever existed. Where do I have it down here right now? Where's my phone? Here. Is it up there? There it is. Oh no, that's not it. There it is. Can I actually get this out with my current way that I've got all of these lined up? Yeah. This game right here. Halo 3. I know that it's a shooter. It's a first-person shooter. It shouldn't be comparable to a sports game. However, this game came out in 2007, I believe. Yeah. Oops. 2007. We got Halo 3. And this game has so many features in it that still don't exist in FIFA, or now FC, in 2024 going into 2025. It's going to be 18 years after this game came out. And in FC25, this game had a theater mode, right? We all know that when we play a game of like Rivals or something, you can go in and you can watch your replays of your goals, but not all of them. If it's a ridiculously high-scoring game, not all the goals will be in the replays. Not all of the big moments will be in there. And there is no way of saving a match replay in the game. It doesn't exist. A few years ago, maybe in like FIFA 18 or 19 or something like that, we had the Champs channel, where you could actually go and watch the replays of someone that was in like the top 100 or 200 or whatever it was in Champs. You could watch their games. You could see replays of it. So we know they have the feature in the game to save a full game replay, but they don't let us do it. This game that came out in 2007 automatically recorded theatre replays of every single game that you played, online, offline, including co-op campaign. You could play a 4-hour co-op campaign level, and the full replay would be there for you to go through and watch it afterwards. And not only that, you could take a free camera and go everywhere, right? Nearly 18 years ago. Not only that, it had social and ranked matchmaking. So if you wanted to go in and play for fun, you'd play Social Slayer. If you wanted to try and rank up and play competitively, you'd play Team Slayer, which was the ranked version. And then they also had the official like esports MLG own playlist in the game. So if you really wanted to try and get to the top, you could play that one. Mental. But then on top of that, you had a teammate that was ruining everything. They were like griefing or something like that. You could kick them. 18 years. And yet we don't get any of these features in this game that is making billions each year. Absolutely ridiculous. Insane. Insane. Your first time on the stream, been seeing you on Market Mayhem, so I thought you'd drop in. How are we doing today? I'm doing really good, thank you. I am doing really, really good. We'll probably be recording another Market Mayhem next week. So hopefully you can enjoy that one as well. Hopefully you checked out the sponsored segment of the Market Mayhem, which was to do with Copper City. The link is still in the chat. If you want to go and wishlist it, you've still got 2 days to do so and help me out. It's completely free to do so. It will take 1 or 2 minutes of your day. You can wishlist it on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC platforms, and it helps. Thanks! You genuinely think people would enjoy the game more if they didn't try and find things to moan about? You've heard streamers say that celebrations are toxic, formations are toxic, people want a super team, but they don't want other people to have it. I agree in a sense. I would agree with Net in saying that certain celebrations are toxic. Celebrating in general isn't, but there is a celebration each year that the community deems as, if you want to be that guy, you do this celebration. So it's been the griddy, right? Like last year was the one. In the past, you'd have the dab. You would also have the shushing to the halfway line and dabbing, and stuff like that. There is a specific celebration that is known community-wide as the toxic one. So I do agree with him on that. However, the celebration itself isn't the problem. It's that if you score against me after playing like a massive tool and then you griddy, it tells me a lot about you because you're doing that. But if someone did exactly the same thing and then did like a backflip celebration, it's not seen as toxic because it's not the celebration. There are ways of playing that are toxic and just so insanely infuriating. that is just part of the game. But it isn't exclusive to this game. Like, if you go on to, I don't know, Fortnite or COD or something like that, I'm sure that there are ways that the communities on each of those games will see as, oh, you're running that class, you're running that setup, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're that guy. So it's not exclusive to this game series, but I think a big problem is that the general player in the community of this game is seen as a bit of a rat. The amount of people that, for example, if you're 13 and 1 in champs and you have one game left, there's no point in winning it because it doesn't take you up a rank. If you're gonna like lose that next game, instead of pausing and quitting immediately, take 2 seconds out of your day to help someone else out and be nice. Why not? But the average person wouldn't do it. And even more so, you will have people that will pretend to give you the goal and then like run off the pitch with their keeper and then leave. That's a common thing in this game. There is a general toxicity in the community. The AFKs in Rush and everything like that. The amount of people that will concede first and then make sure that they score and then leave just to waste your time. It's bad. It is bad. However, I do agree with you that some people do complain about some things that aren't worth complaining about or don't make any sense. That has been the case for years. Since COD's come out, you play each day, you've been enjoying EAFC more. Is that because you're playing the game more casually? Because it's not like a hyper focus each day anymore? Or what would you say? Who cares if people griddy or use 5-backs? Just something random to complain about. Again, I don't think it is. I don't know if you've commented since, because I'm slowly catching up with the chat because there's actually been a fair few messages. So thank you for interacting, everybody. These are the most enjoyable streams where we can chat and have conversations. But it's not the celebration itself, it's the fact that that is the designated toxic celebration. So if you do that one, you're seen as purposefully being toxic. That's the point. I say, it could be that next year's designated toxic celebration is someone doing a backflip. It doesn't matter what the celebration is, it's that that's the one. That's the one. Guess we also need to account for viewers from COVID now falling off and going back to what they did before, but still the game has come through the worst FIFA EAFC ever released. I wouldn't go that far. Because I don't have the delay that I have had in previous years. And I think the core gameplay, I actually enjoy it more than I have other years. Why would you say that it's the worst? Why did they add the new rush mode with 100k points and no double XP given the AFK issue? Yeah, no idea. I'm glad that Halo 3 is getting the ratings in the YouTube chat, by the way. Hope you're good. Got a question. Know you cut your own hair. Hate barbers. Your uncle is one, so you don't mind so much, but he's retiring soon. Refuse to go to another one. Gonna start doing it yourself. Got any things you should buy to help you do it? Yep. I actually am gonna do mine finally. I've not done it in ages. I think I'm gonna keep the top long so that I can experiment with having longer on top and maybe even like putting some of it one side, one the other, something like that. But yes, let me get it. So obviously you want to get a clipper with a load of attachments. However, the most game-changing thing that I bought when doing my own hair, to be able to like get the sides and back actually lined up and stuff, and I know it looks terrible right now. I've not done my hair in probably close to 3 months, so I'm gonna do it in the next couple of days, and we'll get it fresh. But this, you hang it over the back of a door or whatever, And it's a triple mirror. So when you're doing the back, you look in this side and you'll see your like double reflection coming off, so that if you're turning like this and looking that way, you can actually see it bouncing off and see what you're doing at the back. And without that, it is so much harder to actually get things looking uniform. So that is the number one thing that I would do. And also, for the first couple of attempts, if you're doing a fade, start lower than intended. So if you mess up, you then have another chance to do it, but slightly higher up. 100%. Still not played FC since COD came out. Honestly, currently questioning whether you will. Just don't seem to miss it, which is sad. Got to that point after a decade of being constant. Yeah, that's sad. That is sad. The community have decided that, not you. It's a set celebration in game. Not like you can run around sticking up the middle finger. I mean, if you could, then people would. For clarity, you always skip celebrations. I do the vast majority of the time as well. Because it just saves time. I don't know why you'd purposefully go out of your way to celebrate every goal when it just adds on to the amount of time that a game takes to do. Aiden, yeah. People care more about screwing over people than being nice to others and gifting wins and stuff. I agree. Besides, keep trying to kick the ball out for corners throws to elongate the match even more. You mean kick it out, get it back, kick it out. Certain parts of the community love to be toxic. They do, and I don't understand it. Your point is, why is there a designated toxic celebration? There doesn't have to be. There doesn't have to be, but there just is. Because of the notion of the community. Like you said, there are people. I think the reason is because in most of the games that I've played, at least, any toxicity doesn't seem to be to the level of this game, where people are actively making... People are actively going out of their way to make their own experience worse, to make their opponent's experience worse. But not to get anything out of it. Just to be a tool. And unless they're like sadistic and they like getting off on the fact that they know that they're annoying someone, even if it's making them waste their own time to do it. I don't know, man. But sadly, there are a chunk of people in this community that have that mindset. Whereas in other games, that doesn't appear to be as much of a thing. It's odd. So you can see everywhere nice and easily. Exactly. FIFA 23 was delay was better than this game. FIFA 20, when they nerfed skill training, was still better than this game. The game is boring, unrewarding, slow, bug-ridden nonsense. Mechanics don't work. R1 passing doesn't go where you aim. I actually disagree with that one. I use that all the time. AI movement is awful. I agree. The game is honestly a disgrace. Seeing out this season, giving them one more patch, then you're out. Oh dear. It's not good. Yeah, I just don't agree with all of what you say. Especially when in comparison to other games. Because, like, the last few years, gameplay and stuff like that, the meta has not been entertaining. There's bugs and stuff like that in every single FIFA. I just think the core gameplay on this game is better than the last couple. for me. But maybe that's because I purposefully avoid playing at the most competitive top level because I don't enjoy playing at the top level. Because, like, I'm an Elite Division level player, but I don't want to be in there because I enjoy playing the game more when it doesn't feel like every single match is life or death. And so, competitive FC25 might be absolutely horrific, but I personally don't think that... Maybe not casual, but average FC25 I don't think is as bad as these other games. If someone on COD does something like teabag you after they kill you, most people laugh at that and find it quite funny in FIFA. People literally want you dead. Yeah, it's true. It's true. If you get someone good, like, you'll regain interest. If it's bad, probably be done. Fair enough. Fair enough. Normally watch from TikTok. Well, welcome. TikTok is one of those platforms where I'm just sort of on and off streaming it on there. Because it feels like any time I do stream on TikTok, I just lose followers. So it inclines me to not want to do it. And the viewership is normally pretty low. It's very inconsistent. So I apologise, because I know there are some people that prefer watching on there than other platforms, but yeah, I know. People who non-stop moan about the game just don't play it. I mean, yeah. Like, one of my mates, all he ever seems to do when he talks about FIFA throughout the years, and now the 2 FC games, is in a negative manner. And the amount of times that I just say, uninstall it. Why do you play it when all you do is moan about it? And I've made the same point like 20 plus times over the last I don't know how many years. But some people clearly just have some kind of addiction where they need to get their FIFA fixed. They loved it in the past, and so therefore, even if they don't love it anymore, they'll still play it. And that's really, really not a smart thing to do. There are thousands of games in the world that will bring you more enjoyment. Expand your horizons, try a different game genre. There's going to be loads of stuff out there that you will enjoy. But people just aren't willing to do it. And it's frustrating to know that people are actively putting themselves, they're spending time doing a hobby that they don't enjoy. What a horrible waste of time. How was that not a foul? Oh, it's Van Dijk, I guess, is the answer. So that question. I swear normal Power Shot compared to Power Shot Plus is so slow that it barely feels like you actually have a playstyle compared to just doing a normal Power Shot with someone that doesn't have it at all. Genuinely, I don't know if I can tell the difference. Whereas when you have the Plus, you compare it on like Hamsik. It's crazy how quick he'll get that Power Shot off compared to Farrah Williams, who has the normal one, the like silver version. It is crazy. Oh, Jesus. Just the physicality. Maybe just hate the game if you're bad at it compared to usual. I mean, you were one of the only people I know that liked FIFA 19 just because you were good at it. So, using that logic, maybe that is the case. You try to adapt into the game and it's just a crap game and bores you. Oh my god. I mean, there are many nonsense goals and things that happen. We need something like tournaments or seasons back alongside rivals, just a proper casual mode. But you have to realise that what you've just said there is not a proper casual mode. Seasons is not casual, because if there's any kind of reward attached to it, any kind of ranking, which Seasons obviously has, because you'll be rising up through the divisions, it's not casual. Tournaments are not casual at all, because there's rewards involved. Gaming nowadays, no matter whether it's FC25 or COD or anything like that, in general, with the generation that we're in, of metas and tutorials and everything like this, anything that has any kind of reward attachment to it in any game, people will try and find the easiest way to obtain said reward. And that therefore means meta. Bang! Oh. So, if you're wanting a casual mode, you don't want a tournament mode. What you should be doing is going and playing friendlies. It exists in the game. But people don't play friendlies because there's nothing in rewards attached to it, and therefore they think it's a waste of time. Whereas if you actually enjoy the game, enjoy the gameplay, and want to play some games with your team, friendlies is the place you should be going. Because that's all it is. It's just a game in friendlies. It's literally exactly what you're looking for. But no one plays it. Because they don't think it's worth it. And that's the biggest problem with the majority of people that play this game. They don't play it for the enjoyment or to play it. They play it to earn something. They don't enjoy it enough to just play. That should never be the case. If you can get a healthy balance between the two, sure. But most people don't. Your only issue gameplay-wise is sometimes your lob through balls don't work and it plays across the ground. No, that is not a you issue. That does my head in. Yes. It's the same as that. That right there. It actually worked perfectly. That skill move is what I tried to do there. The one where you hold the left trigger and you do a fake shot forward. Why, genuinely, like 75% of the time, if I pass the ball to someone and then attempt to do that, does it not work? I don't get it. They just do a normal fake shot instead of that. And dear God, it drives me nuts. Same with, yeah, you have someone that's running through on goal, you do a lob through ball to them, and for some reason the game decides, no, I'm going to play that one along the floor. I think that's what they meant. Even though they pressed the button to make sure it didn't go along the floor, I know better. Let's drill that straight into the defender's feet. Hell yeah. Lovely. Worked perfectly. 10 times more stress than you've ever been on FIFA playing zombies. Yeah, but in a good way. Right? Like, that's a tension. Fearful stress. Rather than just utter frustration stress. Squad battles and friendlies are the casual modes. Yep. Your offline and your online options. Gaming isn't casual unless you play a story game. COD has metas, Fortnite, etc. all has meta. I disagree though. Because yeah, zombies is very intense this year. The amount of like manglers and stuff that spawn is genuinely crazy. Yeah, I don't fully agree. Like, Jay, yeah, I think a fair few people are feeling that kind of thing right now. Gaming can be casual if you play it casually. I think the problem that a lot of people have is they want the game to feel chill and easy when they're not playing the game in a way that will make it chill and easy. Oh crap. That's So, like, if you're going into Div Rivals and Champs, the competitive modes, and not having an enjoyable casual time, that's because you're playing the competitive modes. If you want to chill, hop on squad battles. If you don't want to play offline, hop on friendlies. But you're choosing to play competitive modes because you want to get something out of it rather than just play casually. Oh, what a save. Here's your honest take. FIFA should have remained an arcade game. They've gone too far towards football sim and took the fun out. I agree. 100%. We've had bad metas and mechanics, but they were defendable. Now we have bounce backs, awful passes, touches being pounced on, then people passing around. We don't have 90-minute games to play nice slow build-up. We have 6-minute halves to have fun. Yeah, in general, I agree. All of this could be changed by just nerfing defenders. You could have the exact same gameplay mechanics that we have right now, and this game feel arcadey. Like, think about it, right? If you can do a first time power shot from 30 yards out, and it'll fly top corner. You can do rainbow flick power shots and they'll fly top corner. It's pretty arcadey. The problem is, and like the amount of like cool skill moves and stuff like that, right? We do still have those elements in the game, but because of the way that defenders and defending works, specifically AI stuff, it takes away the arcadey elements. Like, that shot right there in a previous game, Van Dijk would not have flew 5 yards forward to AI block that shot. In a previous game, that shot would have at least gone on target. Maybe it wouldn't have gone in, that's fine. So if they just toned down the defensive AI and stuff like that to the point where it's really hard to defend. Instead of the AI, like the AI can genuinely tackle you without someone controlling them from behind on this game. That's ridiculous, as is the fact that that's been given as a foul there. You gotta save that. You gotta save that, man. Either tone down defensive AI or boost attacking and add skill chains back. Skill chains are back. Skill chains nowadays, you only get punished if you do the same skill move multiple times, right? Didn't they change that like last year? Or maybe the year before? They sort of changed it back. So if you did different skill moves in a row, I don't believe that you actually get that punishing factor anymore. Or they added to the number that you could do before you got the punishment. But stuff like that, right? Darwin Núñez coming in with a perfect AI interception. That doesn't make the game more fun for anybody. It shouldn't be a thing that attackers can win the ball back so easily. There is just too much emphasis from EA on defending. And it just means that in general, the game is less enjoyable. Because... Oh. Cool. People don't play... Like... You're not going to get enjoyment from a defending simulator. What is the most entertaining thing to do on this game? Score awesome goals. okay, you can get a little bit of satisfaction from if you like time a tackle perfectly. Like you read someone's attack beautifully and you bang in there with a really, really well-timed tackle. Sure, that can be satisfying. But the game automatically doing it for you, tackling someone from behind with a striker without you pressing a button, it's not entertaining. It's not satisfying. Nobody benefits from it. So why is it a thing? I do agree with you with not skill chaining because of what I just said, but skill move variation is one of the worst things they added to the game. I say it every year. I think that was the start of the downfall. I can't remember what year they added it in, but back in the excuse me, back in the older games, if you do a rainbow flick with Sam Kerr, you know exactly what you're getting. Now we do a second rainbow flick with her. That one was nothing like the previous one. Let's do a third one. That one wasn't anything like the first one either. A fourth, that one's gone so much higher than the previous ones. That right there is the biggest I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it completely ruined so many skill moves because you need to know what you are getting when you press that button. In order for skill moves to actually have any relevance and use, you need to know what the outcome of the skill move is before you press the button. So the fact that they completely killed that by making it so that if I try and rainbow flick a defender, sometimes the ball's going to go way too high in the air, the defender's going to get a load of time to react to it and head it away. Sometimes the ball isn't even going to get over my player's head. It'll go sideways, round them instead. And other times it'll be a perfect flick that just goes over them. Why did you add that? Other than to make the game more realistic and less fun. By the way, standard community member. 2 goals up. Still feeling the need to pass it around the back. So, it's... that to me was a sign of them going down that route. Which is not a good one. The fact that you can use a 5-star skiller and do a sombrero flick, but sometimes, because of this skill move variation, the sombrero doesn't even go over your own player's head and sometimes hits them in the face. What moron thought that was a good addition to the game? The whole point of having the skill moves is that you can use that in your attacks to add variation to what you're doing and make it more unpredictable for the defenders. But if I don't know what my own player is going to do, you're not incentivizing me to use skill moves. And that it's ruined skilling massively. Completely ruined it. Stardew Valley is a casual game. Yes. Cozy games. Cozy games are some of the best. Yeah. I actually am starting Stardew Valley. A pass is a pass unless they upgrade. I have no idea what that means. I don't know what that means. As someone who plays and is a big proponent of both, you worry about the future of gaming. The number of people playing great narrative games dwindles by the year due to attention span deficits. Does it though? Does it? You don't want single-player games to die for this drivel. I don't think they are, though. I feel like the top-rated games basically every single year are single-player games. That are generally seen as the best that's out there. How's stream going? It's going okay. Thank you. You have so many gamer friends who have played none of them. Right. But why is that relevant? Just because, like, I said the same thing previously. I have a mate that basically only ever plays COD and FIFA. That's it. It's been the same for like 15 years at this point. That's what he plays. He doesn't play these other things. I'm telling him that he would probably enjoy that, but he doesn't do it. He only plays COD and FIFA. That doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that do the exact opposite. They won't touch games like this. They'll only get the new single players. People liking different types of games doesn't mean that, like, single player games don't do well. Oops. Best-selling video games in the United States in 2023. Number 1, Hogwarts Legacy. Number 2, COD. Number 3, Madden. Number 4, Spider-Man 2. Number 5, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I think they're doing okay. I think the only issue with FC is the gameplay, some of the upgrade packs. If that were to be fixed, then UFL will never be on the same level. I don't think UFL's gameplay is close to competing with this. Heroes upgrade at the end of November. The gamer market is top heavy with multiplayer games. Because in general it's more enjoyable for people to play with their friends. Yes. It's a social hobby for a lot of people. But again, that doesn't mean that single player games don't do well. Like over the last couple of years, you've had like Elden Ring. Black Myth Wukong came out of absolutely nowhere and smashed it. Last of Us, Uncharted, God of War, both Spider-Man games. There's so many, so popular single-player games. I'm hoping that this is going to be one. Do 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 do. Ba ba da da ba da da. UFL was the worst game played. Fallout 4. I mean, yeah. Oh man, Elder Scrolls. Whenever that finally comes out, I am so excited. So excited. Same with Avowed though. Avowed, You got Stalker 2 coming as well. I think that comes out like next month. I'm looking forward to that. That looks like it's going to be really, really good as a single-player game. Again, Avowed, sort of similar to an Elder Scrolls style thing. I'm going to be very, very much looking forward to that as well. I'm not sure if that has a release date yet. But if it does, I need to note it down. Samka! Planet Coaster 2 has just come out. And that's had a really positive response from the community so far, from what I've seen. Oh, I don't know why I genuinely just tried to nutmeg a defender with a pass. It's not like real life where you can see that availability and pull it off. Game doesn't work like that. So many good games come in. There are. And you got Switch 2 next year. Whew. Give me a new Pokemon, Animal Crossing. Oh my god. It's great to see, but they still couldn't afford to release a physical copy of the game. Black Myth Wukong, that is. Who cares, though? That's a very, very different point. You can't say that single-player game... Right there, by the way. I held LT and it didn't work. You can't say that single-player games are dying because people aren't buying physical versions of games. The only time that I get physical versions of games is if I get them for, like, my birthday or Christmas. Because the rest of my family, even though I've tried to explain it multiple times, they wouldn't buy a, like, code for a game. They'd just get me the copy of the game. So many people nowadays don't buy physical copies of games. Hell, loads of people don't have consoles that can play physical games. So that's not the metric to go by. Look how many Series S players there are. How many people bought a PS5 without a disc drive? You can't... Things have changed. And that is not a metric to judge things on. Oh. No! It's sad that game is nearly closing down. Childhood was buying the PES and FIFA games. I mean, the problem with game is it's basically never the cheapest option. Or even the same price option as, like, Amazon. So, the only time that I would ever really buy a game from Game nowadays is the fact that they normally get most UK limited editions are with Game. So if you were getting, I don't know, let's say a new Halo came out that came with, like, a real-life half-size replica of an energy sword or something, that would only be sold at the Game. Outside of that, there's no reason to use them. Because even if you want physical copies of stuff, again, Amazon will be cheaper than Game. 99% of the time. So it's not surprising. It used to be different. But not anymore. Nice. Jesus. I think that right there is a perfect summary of what we were talking about earlier. With that kind of thing being in the game, that doesn't benefit anyone in terms of entertainment value. His Kanate just flew forward out of defense without them having to press anything to intercept the pass. It just makes the game less entertaining because there's less chances happening because the AI is just stopping them on its own. the best way to make people interested and excited and entertained by this game is to nerf the AI defensively. Isn't next Pokemon game Legends coming 2025? Yes, but that's not a Switch 2 exclusive. Oh. Black Ops 3 with a jug mini fridge. Hell yeah, still got mine upstairs. Game who used to take £10 deposit for pre-order. Yeah. Like, game used to be fine. And again, they're good for special editions of stuff, but that's about it. Do people think FIFA is dead because of COD, or is it actually FIFA being dead? Both. Black Ops 6 being really good is taking away people from this game. Fortnite's, like, is it Chapter 2 Remix is going to be taking people away from this game. The fact that OG Fortnite is coming back in December is going to take more people away from this game. You don't get those games taking people away from you, though, if your game is amazing. So if this game had less problems, those other games wouldn't be as much of a problem. You also have the Warzone integration happening tomorrow with Black Ops 6, so that's going to be another chunk of people going and playing that. It's really not good for EA. Really, really not good. I mean, it's a foul. No! Don't pass it to the offside guy! CX, you don't think they'll ever close because CX is a alright place to buy from. Selling to is a rip-off, though. That's how they stay alive, though. By their markups are ridiculous. Like, you could go in, you could buy a brand new game from CX or Sex or whatever for 40 quid, hand it straight back to them, and they'll probably offer you 20. But again, that is part of the reason why they stay alive. UFL also comes out next month. Yeah. I think UFL will have the effect on this game that PES does every year. So, you know, like, maybe 2 weeks before this game comes out each year, you have a load of creators that decide that all of a sudden they're going to be interested in and stream and play PES or eFootball nowadays. And then as soon as this game drops, they never touch it again. I think with the state of the gameplay of UFL, unless it has significantly changed, and also the lack of game modes and stuff like that, if basically they released what was in the beta as the full release, I think it lasts about a week before 90+% of people come back to this. Because there won't be daily content on that game or anything close to that. So people's attention spans will be gone so quickly. I don't think, like, unless the beta builds that we got to play were significantly earlier builds than what they actually had at the time, that game shouldn't be anywhere near release. And I know they pushed it back by, what, like 2 months? Something like that? Honestly, maybe a year should have been closer to the amount of extra time they needed. That gameplay was awful. And as much as people moan about the gameplay on this game, UFL doesn't touch this game in that regard. The concept and the menus and stuff, sure, it's really cool. But once again, just like people's problem with this game, they might love the menus, they might love the content, they don't enjoy playing it. And UFL was worse than this. So, I will try it out, but I fully expect to maybe stream it, maybe even upload it a handful of times, and then probably not touch it until they do the actual release, which I've talked about this a few times. I think, assuming that the game is similar to what we played in the betas, I think they will release the game, even though it's still not ready, and then, after like 6 months or something like that, they'll release a massive like patch, or they'll at least market it as a massive patch that is called like UFL 2.0 or something like that. Because my prediction is the vast majority of people that try that game out when it comes out will be disappointed, and the only way that they will be brought back in is if they are led to believe that a significant amount of things have changed at one moment in time. If you gradually improve the game over the course of the next 6 months, whilst that'll be great for the people that play it and do enjoy it, it won't bring people back that didn't like it. So my prediction is, yeah, something along the lines of a secondary launch of the game after a fair few months, and they'll try and bring people back in after their player numbers absolutely dwindle ridiculously early on. I'd love to be wrong. I would love for the UFL gameplay to feel insanely smooth, because if it did, we genuinely have a game that would be really, really cool to play and work your way up to earning these cool cards and everything like that. No paid packs for players and stuff. It could be great. But from what we played, and then you've also got goals coming out as well. That's as arcadey as you can get. I haven't even really seen much about that recently. I think there's a beta happening soon, or maybe even now. But I haven't seen anything from it. Buy the game, play it, take it back, full money back. I mean, that's really good, to be fair. Great defensive AI for once. Just let him stand there unmarked. Sure. UFL needed an extra 3 years. I mean, maybe not that much, but yeah, it wasn't close to ready. Still got it boxed and sealed. Pit Boy. That's pretty cool. Phil Spencer did announce yesterday, speaking of PS Vita, that they are still looking to release an Xbox handheld, but it'll be a few years away. Oh my god. Yes, please. Yes, please. I want it now! Stop ignoring my button inputs! Stupid game! If I'm pressing left trigger, do the skill move that requires me to press the left trigger. You just want the PSP back? I mean, the Vita was a better version of the PSP, but it was one of those things that probably came out maybe a bit too early. And it may have been appreciated more if it had come out later with some of the features and stuff that it had. So I didn't get a PS Vita, but I loved my PSP. Hell yeah. Ridge Racer, Battlefront 2, Loco Roco. Oh! Good times. Mercury. Can't remember the guy's name that came before that. The biggest thing that worries you about UFO succeeding is none of the devs recognised how bad the mechanics of the gameplay were. They were willing to go to market with the game in that state. Yes. I agree. I did call it, though. I called it that when they did that final beta or playtest, that they would then use that as a way of saying, due to community feedback, we're going to push the game back. I was bang on the money with it. But seeing how little they pushed it back, again, reaffirms your point and mine that they think that it's good enough when it wasn't. It was really, really bad. Genuinely felt like a PS2 FIFA. Which, when you're trying to compete, Christ almighty. Vita modded can play any PS2, PS1, some DS, GBA, Nintendo 64, some PS3 games. So it's just an emulator machine, basically. This video got over 100 views. I'm trying something out on a different channel that the hope is that I could push it and make it work for me. And if so, it could be a fun little side project. We've uploaded a couple of things. It's not been the end of the world. Oh, how long we got? 14 minutes until content. Well, what we will do today is quickly go over Copper City again before 6 PM content. Ooh. What is this reply? The day most likely between 12 and 2 or the morning. That would work for me, as would give me plenty of time to get home. That would easily work for me. I replied to a tweet and could be a cool, could be something cool on the horizon. As bad as it is at the minute, it's still the benchmark for football games. It was years away from that standard, even down to little things like Linos not raising their flags real time. Went to a cutscene which slows gameplay down. We are beyond that now. Yep! Yep! It's crazy. You think people will get bored, especially the ones who watch streams, or go on the game just for 6 PM content? Get bored of what? UFL? UFL? Maybe. Off to the cinemas. See you soon. Have a good night. In a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This is what I'm saying. Like, not only was the gameplay not up to par, not close to up to par, but you are trying to tap into the player base of Ultimate Team. Right? Specifically Ultimate Team. This UFL is not a game, or it doesn't appear to be a game that is trying to take away career mode players, pro clubs players. It's Ultimate Team specifically, because of the way that they've built it. The problem with that is unless you are giving constant content and new updates and everything like that, that player base is not going to take to you. They'll get frustrated that you aren't giving them new stuff to do, to earn, whatever. And how do you therefore balance the... Because for those of you that didn't play the UFL beta, you might not know, you might not have a clue how it works. Basically, you play games, you can complete objectives, kind of things, challenges, and from playing games and completing these things, you earn a couple of different types of currencies. And with those currencies, you can buy players for your team. However, unlike on this game, there's no transfer market. So, let's take, for example, Mbappe. Mbappe on this game right now is worth 3.1 mil, let's say. Maybe a little bit less, just over 3 mil. On UFL, he has a set value. And you can just buy him once you get enough. The other players have no interference on the cost of a card or a player or anything like that. It is a set price. And so what they could do is introduce a promo Mbappe and have him set at a higher price. And that is how they go about content in their game. But there's nothing like SBCs or any of that. Would you potentially earn cards from doing objectives and challenges? Maybe. But if not, then it's basically the equivalent of having all the gold cards in the game, and that's it. That isn't enough for people. So, I don't know what their plan is in terms of keeping people invested and interested. But they're going to have to come up with something. Right, as it is nearly 6 PM, let me get the Copper City cinematic trailer ready to go. Because yesterday, today, and tomorrow are all sponsored by Copper City. So, I will get the trailer ready to go, and we can watch it together in a few minutes' time, just before we get to 6 PM content. Wavelength browser. There we go. Lovely. And we'll have it at about that volume. And then we can mute this. So, talking of other football games that are coming out to compete with FC25, this is another one, but it is very, very different. So, let me quickly show you Copper City, which is the game that is sponsoring the streams yesterday, today, and any that I do tomorrow. So, here you are. It is the first football tycoon game, so if you like Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, Sim City, City Skylines, 2 Point Campus, 2 Point Hospital, any of those kind of games where you are managing Sim Tycoon-esque, this is going to be for you. So you are basically taking control of cities where massive football games are happening, right? So like the Olympia Stadion, and controlling everything that happens with the clubs and the fans and all of that stuff in terms of building fan parks and stuff like that, food courts, all of these things, and making sure everybody is happy and everything runs smoothly with the event. So all of this stuff, right? This is what it's about, and this is what it looks like.
This city is about to experience a football game that could be the greatest it has ever seen. You are responsible for how it will go down in history. Get ready to host the biggest clubs from all around the world. You will have to manage every single detail. Prepare for thousands of fans swarming your city. Filling the streets with energy you can only get from football fever. But remember, safety is a top priority.
It is.
It's all in your hands. Can you find the right balance?
The fans are getting excited, but the pressure on the organizers is rising.
Right, so yeah, it'll be like a Champions League final.
Can you create a night they will remember forever? Everything comes down to your decisions.
Welcome anyone that's tuning in. We're just taking a look at Copper City, an upcoming Football Tycoon game for 6 PM content. Get to Champions final again, yeah.
Host the biggest clubs, engage thousands of fans, create a football fiesta. Copper City, the first football tycoon.
So yeah. It's basically as if instead of Football Manager, it's more like a club city manager thing based around football. And so yeah, it comes out next year, and this is the kind of stuff that you will be doing. And so I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be awesome. And so we are sponsored by them, and their aim is to get as many people as possible to get this game on their wish list. SimCity football, kind of. Exactly. So, if you have any interest in it, you don't have to spend any money. You can click the link that is currently in the chat, and it will take you to the site, which is the one that we just had, this one. And you can just add it to your wish list for free on Steam, Epic Games. I don't actually know what this is. PlayStation or Xbox. And so then when it comes out, you'll be notified about it. And hopefully, if enough of you guys like the idea of it and wishlist it, maybe when we get closer to release, they'll potentially sponsor us again. We can do some early gameplay streams of it, or maybe even get some giveaway codes for some copies of the game. So the link is in the chat. And as I say, it is completely free for you to go and wishlist it. So, good old games. Oh, well, there you go. Today I learned. So yeah, if you think it looks cool and you're potentially interested in seeing more about it, then as the new year rolls around, they're going to release more and more details and gameplay and stuff like that. And you'll be able to see that. But the way that you can help me out is by clicking that link and wishlisting it on your chosen platform. As I say, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me and them out. So, if you could, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have until the end of tomorrow night as like the time frame for the sponsorship. So, even if after this stream you click the link, then that would be cool. The link is in the description on the latest Market Mayhem video as well, if you want to find it after the stream finishes. We've now got 2 minutes to go until content. We are obviously getting a new team of the week today. The question is, what else are we going to get alongside it? You're doing it now? Thank you very much. Better be able to host a World Cup. Who knows? I think, though, like, because it is the first like football tycoon-esque game. But pretty much, the more and more support and sales and stuff that it gets, the more they'll be able to expand, get different licenses and stuff like that, and hopefully just be able to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Because I really like those kind of games. I was so bummed when they said that City Skylines 2 was going to be delayed on console. It still hasn't come out, and I don't know if there's any kind of release window for when it is going to come out on console. So I'm looking forward to it. And when I got the opportunity to like show people it that may not have heard about it, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And if we could potentially work together again going forward, that would be amazing. Amazing. You bought the 100-player 2K coin pack and got Beckham from it. That's outrageous. I know, of course, you're paid to promote the game, but it actually looks quite cool. It does! Like, genuinely, I am allowed... Like, I can't show you the contract, but within the, like, brief, they say you can say whatever you want about the game. So if I genuinely thought that, like, okay, this doesn't interest me, but it might interest you, I can say that. But no, I love those kind of games. I play them all the time. Like, if I went down here, let me quickly show you. Oh no, I've dropped it down the back. Oh no, I don't know how I'm going to get that back. That's fine. But stuff like this, right? Some of the very first games that I got were PC tycoon games. I love this kind of thing. So, it would have made no difference to me whatsoever whether they were sponsoring me or not. I would probably be getting the game. So it's just an added bonus if they want to work with me. So if you guys are interested in more football games, but that kind of thing, and it's a perfect overlap for you, hell yeah. And as I say, you can genuinely help me out and give me more chance of being able to get sponsored by them again when the game releases by literally wishlisting it for free. So you don't need to buy it when it comes out. Hopefully some of you will though, because it looks sick. Centurions Team of the Week play. Is this new? They want you to use Team of the Weeks to get... Win 12 matches while having at least 2 Team of the Week players in your starting squad to get an 81 times 3. That seems terrible. Right? I don't know. Yeah, I've not played the Jurassic Park ones, but I will at some point. I don't know if any of them are on Game Pass. If they are, then I'll probably play them relatively soon. Right, Evolutions. Did we get anything new today? No paid Evo. Nope. No new Evolutions. McDowell, I didn't play it. Used to play Theme Park back in the day. Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, 2, 3. I played so much of, and now Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo that are made by the same people that made the original Roller Coaster Tycoons. I played those loads as well. Planet Coaster 2 came out like a week or two ago. I need to get it, but it's just more money, and I've got so many games that I'm currently playing through. Otherwise, it'd be an instant purchase. I will get it. Maybe I'll ask for like a code for it for Christmas or something like that. We'll see. Right, did we get anything new here? Right. Okay, let's look at this nonsense then. Centurions 100 upgrade. From YouTube to Twitch. Thank you very, very much. 6 months of Prime subbing. You're an absolute legend. I really, really appreciate the generosity and support. You are incredible. It all makes a big, big difference. Genuinely, I cannot put into words exactly how appreciative I am of people like you. You are big difference makers with me being able to do what I do. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And for those of you that don't have the facilities to like sub and stuff like that, as I say, if you want to help me out for free, click that Copper City link and wishlist the game. It's free. Right, 3 squads. Earn a pack containing 100 player items, 20 rare gold, 25 common gold, 30 silver, and 25 bronze, with 1 guaranteed to be 84 or higher. Why have you split the golds between common and rare? That's insane. 3 squads. This would be okay. I genuinely think this would be okay if there were no Team of the Weeks. You've just added over 20,000 coins to the cost of this SBC. Like 30 gold players that are between 82 and 83 rated would be it would be a worthy risk. But the fact you're asking for 2 Team of the Weeks as part of this is insane. This basically just... exactly what we were talking about earlier. Whoever is designing the menu content on the game this year, they don't understand the price of things. They don't... like, are they actively trying to get people to play other games instead of this one? What are you doing? Compounding everyone's criticism. Exactly. People are going to see the cost of this SBC, and they're going to... you know what they're going to do? Within 30 seconds of logging on and seeing this, they're going to do that. Right? That's what you make people do with this type of content. It's ridiculous. I mean, we do have a... we have a new Team of the Week. Here you go. Let's have a look at this. You got Fan Dabo, Milanovic, BTEC like Doku, Poku. We've got Tanganga, Dolberg, Saibari, Friedrich, Leon, Ekatike, Moise Keane. He's getting some okay cards. Zabeldia, Lee Kang-in, Alan St. Maximin, Marco Correa, Freigang, Di Maria. Okay. Zappa. Sure. João Pedro. Ooh. That could be an interesting card. We'll have to look at him in a sec. Lauren Hemp. I can't remember if she has like something really, really bad with her card this year or if that was Chloe Kelly. It might be Hemp. Lavelle. Katoto. Mo Salah. And Jude Bellingham. No Man United player, even though they beat us 3-0, but they slapped us. Bruno should be in this team. So unless he... no, because he's not going to be in the new promo because he was in the last one. Although I guess, is he still in packs? But they said that they'll make it so you can have 2 versions of players in packs. Bruno should be in this team. He was really good against us. Like, he got... he's in the current promo. Yeah, but they've said this year that you can have 2 versions of players in packs. So there's no reason why they couldn't have a Centurions Bruno and an Inform Bruno. He deserves to be in there. I'm trying to think that the first goal... was the first goal Bruno? It was, yes. And then the second goal wasn't Bruno, but it was an own goal caused by Bruno's run and his attempted header. And then did he get the assist for Garnacho? I think he did. And he ran the show. He it's not often that I'm asking for EA to give informs against us. Like, Chris Wood got one, and then got Player of the Month. And Bruno deserves one. So that's a silly decision from them. However, we do get this João Pedro. What's he looking like? He's 3-star, 4-star. How is João Pedro 3-star skills? Mazraoui's been really good as well. Harry Winks thinks otherwise. That's true. That is... Anyone that didn't see that, like you went to the game. Harry Winks says that he thinks that we played really well. I don't know if like he hasn't seen any highlights or hasn't watched the game back and done any analysis of it, and that was his like point of view from on the pitch. I don't think anybody else in the world thinks that we played really well in that game. Baffling. Striker left mid or cam for João Pedro? Man, if he just had better skill moves, this card could be really good. That's frustrating. If you watch Celtic v Leipzig, you would be demanding that guy Team of the Week. Well, I wouldn't, because they don't get Team of the Weeks for European performances. So, weren't awful, just let United run the show. Is he saying it to keep team morale up? Maybe only thing you can think of. But if a player coming out and in a deluded manner says that the team played really well, if that is genuinely keeping up team morale, the team has problems. No. So Lauren Hemp had a Trailblazers and now has a Team of the Week. What was the problem with this card? She had low composure, 80 composure. This Team of the Week has 71! What's the point in this card? Why are you bringing out a card that is the same rating as her Trailblazers, but is worse in every way? What's the point of this card? So she doesn't have plus, she doesn't have plus, she doesn't have playstyle plus. Her pace is exactly the same, her shooting is worse, her passing is worse, her dribbling is way worse, her stamina's worse. Who are we on about? Harry Winks. Harry Winks, Harry Winks, Harry Winks. Let's look at a couple of the others. We got Zappa. Not Zappa Costa, but Gabriel Zappa, who's gone from a 70 rated right back up to an 86. These are the kind of... boosts that we want to see. He can also play right mid. 96 sprint speed. He does have very low composure. His passing's okay. His dribbling's okay. His defending is decent. His physicals are okay for a right back. 6 foot. Rapid, relentless, and power shot. Interesting. Sure. Centurion packs. What Centurion packs? What else we got? Di Maria. Angel Di Maria. So this isn't a featured Team of the Week, yet he's gone from 83 to 86. The upgrade one. That's absolutely shocking. So, they still kept him 2-star weak foot. Why? Why? Okay. Outside of that, I'm going to give him a nice pace upgrade, nice stamina upgrade. Playstyle stay exactly the same, rolls stay exactly the same. 2-star weak foot is just completely and utterly unusable. Mark Cucurella, 82 up to 85. Can only play left back. Big pace upgrade is nice. Shooting upgrade. Passing upgrade is pretty nice as well. +5 on long and short passing and vision. Dribbling upgrade is relatively nice as well. Gets a +4 blanket on his stats. Defending +4. Physical +4 as well. Didn't give him any new playstyles, but his default ones are actually okay. I don't really understand, though, why they haven't given him false back plus, considering at the end of last season and at points under Maresca already, he has inverted into midfield at times. But, oh well. That's an okay card. He's the kind of card that if they give a fullback Evo that basically just bumps up their pace up to like 90, suddenly this card is so good. So good. What else do we have? Alan Saint-Maximin from an 84 to an 80. Oh no, he had an RTTK. I forgot that card existed. Although, make it make sense. So, this is his 86 rated road to the knockouts. His inform has exactly the same pace. His inform has better shooting. It has better passing. And better dribbling. Yet it's 2 ratings lower. There is one stat that is higher on his RTTK. And that is aggression. That is 47 instead of 46. This company, man. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, am I missing something? Let me just check every in-game stat. The only one that is higher is aggression. So if you go from 46 to 47 aggression, even if another chunk of your stats get worse, you're worth 2 extra racing. Nice job, EA. Why not just also make it an 86 like featured team of the week and make it slightly better? At least then it's not as embarrassing. Why? Yeah, it's just silly, isn't it? It's just silly. Someone asked to see if they put anything in the store. I mean, I'll check for you. Why not? Like the Titans... Yeah, the Titans Evo is garbage. I don't know if these are new. They didn't do this week the, like, 10k pack that got you a loan, which is really, really handy for the content account to potentially get a monster loan. Or maybe not even a monster, like, multi-million coin card. But if I got a loan of a player, because you do get, like, 5 cards in the pack as well. So if I got a loan of a player worth 100k or more, then I save myself the tax of buying them by getting them on loan. And then I can still use them for the rest of the year as well. So it was really, really handy, but they didn't bring that back this week, sadly. Sadly. Apparently on the loading screen, who just tweeted this out? EA have put Theo. So Theo Hernandez is getting a Trackstar card, which is the new promo. But they don't have the rights to AC Milan this year, hence why you're seeing this weird England-looking badge. Yeah, on the loading screen they use the old AC Milan badge and the old Serie A logo because that's changed as well. And the French League logo has changed as well. This is what it looks like now. It's the McDonald's one. It's not this. How? These are the things that people should moan at EA about. Every day. How do you make these mistakes? Genuinely, literally just use the badge that you're using in the game. Use the league logo that you're using in the game. How'd you get it wrong? It's incompetence at the highest level. It's embarrassing. So instead, use the link in the chat to go and wishlist Copper City for free instead, because this Football Tycoon game is going to be 1,000 times better than FC25. So go and check it out. Help me out by wishlisting it for free. Cheers. Thanks, everybody. Because, dear God. So frustrating. And once again, just like with the Centurions, like, grindy pack objective that they brought out yesterday, this new objective, you're not incentivizing people to do the objectives this year. This one, right? So, complete objectives using Team of the Week player items to earn packs. All rewards are untradeable. Defeat the feature... Oh, that's great, by the way. Can't even read it. Defeat the featured Team of the Week squad battle squad. Fine. One game. That'll take you 10 minutes. Score 20 goals using Team of the Week players. Okay, in theory, you could do that in one game. On beginner. In squad battles. Sure. You get a 78 times 3 and a 78 times 2. You could do those in the same game. Assist 20 goals using Team of the Week players. Again, you could do these 3 in one match. And you get a 78 times 2, 78 times 3, 78 times 5. For one game, that's great. That's really good. However, play 15 matches with 2 Team of the Week players in your starting squad for an 80 plus times 3. Win 12 matches with 2 Team of the Week players in your starting squad for an 81 times 3. The vast majority of Team of the Week players for people would be downgrading their team. Because they've probably got promo cards instead. Right? So unless you were upgrading... Like, do I have an example here? Like, Bellingham to Inform Bellingham that's just come out. It's not upgrading your team. So having to make your team worse for a minimum of 15 games. For those packs? I don't get it. Because you're just making people dislike your game. With basically stuff that you're doing every single day. So today you've brought out some crap objectives. You've brought out a terrible Centurions upgrade SBC. You've brought out an Informed Saint Maximan that is 2 ratings lower than his RTTK, yet it's a better card. You've also made mistakes on the loading screen that are potentially going to mean that you are getting fined because you don't have the rights to show those things in the game. And you sit here and you try and think about positives to do with this game. and give people reasons to watch and everything like that. And every day that goes by, you just simply cannot be upset by anybody that stops playing / watching. Enjoying the car crash of it at this point. I mean, I might be if my career didn't revolve around it. Hey, we need the football channel to go absolutely global. Because this game is falling off. Maybe we'll just have to start streaming COD and Fortnite instead. It's crazy, man. What's the theme of the next promo? You know it's called Track Stars, but why? No idea. I mean, I don't even know who's leaked for it so far outside of Theo Hernandez and Marcus Beasley. I mean, they're both very quick. Is it a pace promo? Because pace doesn't exist in this game? I don't know who else has been leaked as part of it. Let me quickly check Sheriff and for Trader to see if they've put anyone else out. Oh, so that's going to be like Bremer or someone like that. 84 pace. You're enjoying COD a lot? Same. It is very, very good. So I'm probably going to go and play some COD this evening instead of this. So we've had... Oh, it's Lucio. Right, okay. Lucio, Ginola, Theo Hernandez. So far, I think, are the only leaks. They are three very... Oh no, and Beasley as well. Those are four very fast players for their positions. So... maybe that is it? So, here's your Theo. David Ginola. Lucio. But this Lucio has 84 pace in his Serie A, based on the loading screen. And then Marcus Beasley, SBC. I don't know if that's been leaked on here at all. Oh yeah, FC Pro Live is coming back as another promo this year. Even though last year there were like 2, maybe 3 cards that people cared about. Well, they haven't put the Beasley SBC on here. Someone did. Trackstar Playstyle Plus. Yeah. They could do with it. Like, is every single player in the promo gonna get, like, Rapid and Quick Step if they don't already have it? And it is genuinely going to be a promo around pace? Because what else would it be? Like, Track Stars, that's kind of what it means, right? Or maybe not necessarily just pace, but athleticism. So, for example, Kante, because he has Relentless and has like 99 stamina, IRL. Maybe you could see him being in here because he can run for days. He's not necessarily the quickest player in the world, but he could probably do a 10k easier than a lot of these players. So maybe that. Trailblazer didn't have Gyökeres, so it could be anything. I mean, this is true. This is true. Although that does sort of feel like oh, this is going in that other video. Oh, I really like this one. Yeah. FIFA's looking to create a new system called Football Video Support, which would let coaches challenge any refereeing decisions they believe are incorrect. But what's the point, though? Like, I don't see the point. Unless it's like a challenge that hasn't gone to VAR. The FPS is a much simpler system at a technical level. 4 or 5 cameras are needed, and there's no referee video. Coaches can request to the ref to review his decision 2 times per game. If they lose the first review, they don't get a second claim. The ref will go to this only when asked by the coaches. He can't decide to review a decision himself. So, what? It would replace VAR, and there's just a challenge system instead? I don't... But what if the ref just does make a... The question will be with this. You see it nowadays all the time. When a decision happens in a game, you'll go and see the manager go and sit on the bench and watch it on an iPad. Right? Can they do that? Watch the replays and then challenge? If so, it makes maybe a bit more sense. However, what if the ref makes 3 absolutely stonewall incorrect penalty decisions in a game against your team? Do you just automatically get screwed? For one of them? Because you're only allowed 2 challenges? Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal and Tottenham have lodged legal notices reserving the right to seek compensation if Man City are found guilty of serious charges among the 115. From Martin Ziegler as well. I wonder what kind of compensation they get. You should have challenged if you win though, surely, and not lose one. Well, oh. But it says you can review the decision 2 times per game. If you lose the first one, you don't get a second. That doesn't make any sense though. Because yeah, surely it would be like you say. Like in tennis. In tennis, if it's right, then you don't lose your... Tennis, basically, you get like 3 chances to call that you think a decision was wrong. If you're right, you keep your challenge. Whereas if you're wrong, it gets taken away. So surely it would work like that. But then, you then have the question of how specific can you get? Like, if a throw-in should have gone to you instead of the other team, can you challenge that? Because if so, this slows the game down so much and would be horrible. Because every single thing would get looked at by both managers or people on the bench, and then get the managers to come on over, have a look at it, and then decide whether they want to challenge it. Would make it so slow. Maybe it should only be for major incidents. So like potential red cards, penalties. Not sure what else really. Would probably have the same window of assessment as VAR, so reds, offside, goals, etc. Yeah, I mean, with these semi-auto offsides, maybe you wouldn't need the challenge for offside stuff, because it would just be done itself. Whereas penalties... But it doesn't really... It wouldn't really change anything. Would it? Because... if, for example, the penalty decision, right? West Ham against Man United, the game where Ten Hag, his last game, he got sacked afterwards. It was never a penalty, right? De Ligt on, was it Danny Ings? It's never a pen. And like even Howard Webb's come out and said that, yeah, they made a mistake. If a manager challenges that and says they think it should be a penalty, like if Ten Hag says it isn't a pen, Is the ref going to change his mind because the manager says he doesn't think it's a pen? Are you not just adding an extra step of getting managers involved in something that's already happening? I don't know. I think it's about sharing culpability and restoring some trust in decision-making moments. I don't think it is, though. Because the ref has no reason to change their mind just because a football manager thinks that a decision is wrong. I don't think it would actually really make much of a difference. Because managers disagree with decisions all the time anyway. And they just get punished for it. Maybe this would just allow them to moan a couple of times a game without getting fined for it and saying the referees are terrible. I don't know. Works in cricket and tennis as they're more stop-start. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what I think, to be honest. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Well, I think with that, John, exactly. Exactly, it is literal, like, black and white. Like offsides. VAR are serious issues, they got to try something. It doesn't. VAR is fine. It's the people using it. It's why in the Champions League and stuff like that, the consistency is so much better. Because the officials are best of the best. But in the Prem, I don't think anybody in the world, other than maybe Howard Webb, would say that we have the best of the best officials. So it just makes it look worse. Because the incompetence is just heightened. Because they get chances to... they get a chance to rectify an incorrect call and still make the incorrect call. The blacksmith not the tools, hence why managers can challenge against it. But that's the point, though. It doesn't make any difference. That example, right? The West Ham v Man United one. If Ten Hag had been able to say, I challenge this call, that doesn't mean that the refs would come to a different conclusion. Because they still have the same mindset of why it was a penalty in the first place. So I just don't really think it would change much. But who knows? Maybe one day we'll see a system like that. But I've got stuff to do tonight, including some editing and some other stuff that I've got going on at the side. So one final call out for if you want to help me out for free. Click the link that has literally just appeared in the chat and you can wishlist this game for free. It's the new football game coming out next year. You can check it out. And as I say, you literally help me out by just clicking one of these buttons and wishlisting it. It will take you a minute out of your day. But that is going to be that from me. Because, as I said, I'm not getting my 12 wins in Rivals tonight. I can't be bothered. The content today was kind of terrible. And that's not great. So I'm going to get myself some dinner and figure out what I want to do in terms of content. Like, would there be an inform that people would be interested in that maybe I could do a review on? Maybe. I mean, Bellingham and Salah are both over $1 million. Outside of that, no player is worth more than 50k. So, yeah. St. Max, his road to the knockout's been out, though. It's basically an ever so slightly better version of his RTTK. Although, to be fair, that was an SBC. This card is better and less than half the price and tradable. Maybe. Maybe. I think... because that compared to his gold card is still a big difference. And a lot of people won't have done his SBC, whereas Salah and Bellingham are just +1s onto already ridiculously good cards. So it's barely an upgrade. It's just a standard, ridiculously overpriced inform upgrade. I mean, Salah gets +2 on passing and defending, and the rest is +1s. So maybe St. Max. And if I do that, then that'll come out tomorrow. I'll have to decide, though, whether I think it's actually worth doing or not. But that's a maybe. I completely forgot his previous card was an SBC. So we'll see. And if I do that, then, as I say, tomorrow will be when you see that video. So thank you so much to anyone that has been a part of the streams. Thank you an insane amount for anyone that has gone and wishlisted Copper City. You are making a big difference and really helping out with a potential second partnership. So I appreciate you, and I hope that you guys have a lovely rest of your evening. Enjoy some games. Go and play some COD or something instead of this crap. And I will see you tomorrow for some more FC25. Good night, everybody. Goodbye. Love you all.